Calvin Castine a little bit off camera, and we're pointing the camera at a couple of key figures in a big fundraising event that's going on in the town of Champlain and the village of Champlain, and it's is there an official name for this program, Sister
Save
Cordata?
the school.
Save the school.
Save the school.
Any particular school that we're trying to save?
Yeah, we're going to try to save St. Mary's Academy, and we're trying to meet a challenge of $80,000 by June 1st.
Okay.
And we need also to keep up our enrollment and to gain some enrollment. That's our challenge at this time.
Okay, we're talking about St. Mary's in Champlain, and we have in front of us to our right is Sister Cordata. You got about three names, though.
Sister Marie Cordata Kelly, Sister of St. Joseph.
Okay, but you answer to Sister Cordata as much
I
as anything.
answer to anything.
And on our left is Sonia Shivakevich. Did I do all right?
You did great. That's
All right. And I know what the principal does. What do you do?
I'm actually a multi-age 5th and 6th grade teacher, and I'm the music teacher here at school.
Okay. At St. Mary's, 5th and 6th are combined, kind of like the old one-room schoolhouses that people Sister Cordata's age went to as children.
I guess you could look at it that way.
Did you go to a one-room schoolhouse, Sister?
No, I went to a Catholic school, but we did have 4th and 5th together
Did you?
and 7th and 8th together, all sisters. But we learned. We had an excellent education.
Well, you're from the area, aren't you?
I'm from Ausable Forks.
Yeah.
Holy Name, went there for 8 years, and then to the Ausable High School, and then on to the convent.
Okay. How about you, Sonia? You from the area originally, or
Well, I live in West Shazy. I've been there for 20 years now.
you came from somewhere else to get there?
Tupper Lake, actually.
Oh.
So I don't know if that's much better or not, but small little town to another small little town.
Yeah, but winters aren't quite as long in West Shazy as they are in Tupper
That's
Lake.
true. That's true.
Okay, we're talking about saving St. Mary's because somehow or other, St. Mary's got $80,000 in debt.
Mm-hmm.
How did that happen?
Well, we make our budget except for 2 years ago, and we had a loss of enrollment, and it put us behind. And we had to roll over $50,000 with the diocese health insurance. And so we thought we could make it up this year, and we did not get the enrollment that we expected. We had people that were going to come, but it didn't happen. Our enrollment did go up 7, but we expected it to go up about 15 or 20. And so as a result, we would have to roll over another $25,000 this year, plus not pay the $50,000, roll that over again. And so we're kind of digging ourselves into a hole. And Father has promised not to borrow any more money. And so we have to make up that money or close. And the parents have said they don't want this beautiful school to close. They want their children here. They love what we do. They love the education. They love the atmosphere, family atmosphere, gospel values in a crazy world. And they said, no, we're going to make this challenge.
Okay, so the 80,000 isn't some capricious figure that you came up with. That's what you solidly need. And as we're speaking here on this April 8th, you haven't been doing too bad so far.
No, we got to 20,000 pretty fast, and
Real
Mrs.
fast.
Shivakevich made a thermometer there, and everybody's nose is almost glued to it. And then we crawled up to about 30,000. And then on Tuesday, we had a gentleman who prefers to remain anonymous come in and hand me $9,000. And I introduced him to the kids in 5th and 6th grade, and it was like a miracle. And the thermometer went up 9,000, and I walked back to the office, and Donna Giro came over, and she said, we have a check that was addressed to the church, but it has saved the school on, and it was from Jim and Anna Troe for $10,000. So in about 10 minutes, the thermometer went up 19,000, and then of course we still have money coming in. So we jumped from 31,000 to 52,000 really, really, really fast. And right now, We haven't put it on the chart, but we're about up to 55,000. I wait until I make a deposit before we move the chart so that we keep the money straight.
I would hope you'd cash that $10,000 check real fast before they change their mind.
That went in within an hour and a half, I think. So did the cash, just in case that something happened to that.
No, I
too.
wouldn't want to have that kind of cash.
That we ran right to the bank with that, yeah.
Unfortunately, days like that don't come along, but it's got to be awfully encouraging to make that kind of a jump so quickly, and you know, all of a sudden the finish line is within sight.
Yes.
You're not looking on you're on the other side of the hill now. You're on the.
And I think we were kind of in a little funk because it just sat and sat and sat. And our kids are beautiful because I'm getting little envelopes with $1.61 with 50 cents my allowance from last week and a little bag of pennies and whatever, because the kids are handing in money. So when Mrs. Shivakevich was coloring the thermometer, there were 2 kids out there, and then there were 5 kids out there, and then there were 10 kids out there, and then the 3rd grade came out, and then the couple 4th graders happened to be getting a drink, and the next thing I knew, the whole hall was full of rejoicing children, because the kids just love this school. They really do. I think for the kids it's a safe environment. We have no bullying. If we have bullying, it's gone within 5 minutes because the children don't tolerate it and they let us know, and that's taken care of. So now the general tenor in the school is we don't do that, we take care of each other. And also no teacher raises her voice to a child, which is important to them.
We took about a 5-minute break here. We had people at the door, and we didn't put our on the air sign up when we started recording. Sister, you mentioned, we're going to get to Sonia in a moment there and talk about fundraisers, but you mentioned gospel values. And I think one of the things that many people don't realize is that you don't have to be a Catholic to come here at St. Mary's.
No, we're a Catholic school, and we have religion every day, and we teach the Catholic faith, of course, but it's about Jesus, and it's the Bible, the scriptures, and those gospel values. And what we think is important is educating the whole child, and that means in the heart. That means compassion, respect, a personal self-image, responsibility, accountability, pride in your work, and so many of those things that we can tell them, you're a child of God. God made you different. God made you special. There's no one like you. And you have gifts that no one else has. And what are they? And let's use them, and God will help you. And we are blessed to be able to teach that. And our children respond to that. They are special. Each one is special.
So if you're not a Catholic and you want to send your children here, you haven't got to worry that you're going to be trying to convert them while they're here.
I don't even know who
respect whatever.
I don't even know in many cases who our Catholics and non-Catholics are. I don't even know myself. Yeah. Unless sometimes I see the older kids when they go up to get a blessing, they go like that, and then I realize they didn't make the first communion, and then I think, well, maybe they're not Catholic. But other than that, there's no distinction made. No, and we have many non-Catholics, beautiful, beautiful families.
Okay, and to help pay the bills too, we've also got some kids from Vermont and Quebec, but not so many from Quebec anymore, but still a few, so that helps too. And it exposes the kids to people from outside of their immediate community, and I think that can help round a student out. Let's talk though. We've got fundraisers coming up. You've made at this point approximately 55,000 out of the 80,000 goal. But there's fundraisers coming up. There's an ongoing raffle that's $50 a ticket.
And I think we have about 125 tickets left out of 400. And then we'll run that raffle as soon as the rest of the tickets are sold. First prize, they're $50 a ticket, but only 400 are sold. And first prize is $3,000, the second prize is $2,000, and the third prize is $1,000. So that's going very well, and we hope the best man or woman wins.
And as soon as that last ticket is sold, very shortly thereafter, the drawing will
I think so.
take place.
Uh-huh.
But some of the single time events that are going on will include an auction. And Sonia, would you like to tell us a little bit about this auction?
Yes, we're very excited about that. We've been fortunate to have Steve Brody, who's an auctioneer, donate his time to be the auctioneer. And then the auction is going to be held on April the 29th, which is a Friday, and it will be at 6 o'clock. We're going to have preview of the items for people that are going to be wanting to see some of the items before the auction starts at 5:30. We will have a snack bar for people with hot dogs, that type of thing. Mainly, we have some different types of items that people wouldn't expect to see at an auction. For example, we have preseason tickets to the Montreal Canadiens, which are supposed to be valued around $225.
Pre-season or post-season?
Preseason.
Pre-season, so it's next year?
That's correct. The tickets will be given in August.
Okay.
We have hot air balloon rides that have 200 different destinations, meaning that, in other words, if you're traveling, you happen to be going to Los Angeles, there are 200 different sites that you can take these rides in a hot air balloon, and they're 60 minutes, and then when you land, you either get juice or champagne, depending upon your age. So that would be for the adventuresome. The rides are all done by affiliated pilots who are accredited and licensed and so on. We do have one, the closest ones I believe are like Albany, Syracuse, Rochester. There is one in Bennington, Vermont, so they are reachable for the people of this area, but we do have a listing of all the areas for the hot air balloon rides, which those are rather interesting. Another one of the interesting ones is we have $300 towards engineering services for people who are building or having to have their septic tanks and that type of stuff. We have new and used furniture, that type of thing. We're anticipating and hoping that we get a lawnmower. So
A riding mower?
A riding
lawnmower.
lawnmower, that's correct.
You're looking for substantial items is what you're
That's
looking
correct.
for.
Because our main goal for the auction is, of course, we want people to come and have fun and get something for their money, but at the same time, our main purpose is to save the school. So we aren't going to have box lots for, just here's $1, $2, that type of thing. We do have organic baskets that are supposed to be coming. They're all organic food. I think we're supposed to have 15 of those that are going to have cheeses from Vermont and all different types of things, as well as the organic butter in them. So there's 15 of those that will be up for people. So we have something for almost everyone that's going to be there. We have Guitar Hero games and everything but clothing and that type of stuff. But we have a lot of different things.
But the high peaks.
The high peaks, and I don't know a lot about that yet because I haven't gotten the information, but I do know that we have like a weekend, I think it is, from
A weekend at the High Peaks Resort. And there's a garage door, isn't there?
No, there's a garage door opener that's a brand new one that is coming, a little bit different than the garage door, but probably a little more practical because almost everyone who has a garage door can use that, whereas if it's a garage door, it's not as, doesn't fit everybody's home.
Right.
But we always can use more items because the more items that we receive is the more money that we have the capability of raising.
Now, what you've done, I think you've told me, is that if you've gone to a business and you're hoping for something substantial, you've set limits. You won't sell it for less than a certain amount.
Well, basically what we've done is we know it's hard economic times, not just for the school, but for businesses too. And sometimes what happens, they might have items that they have had for a while or can't afford to just say, here's the donation. So what I've been doing is asking if you have an item that you know how much you need to get for it. We put a reserve bid on that, and whatever we get above and beyond that will be for us to use. But it also gives people an opportunity to get something at a good deal because it would be more or less at whatever the dealer needs to get, but a little bit above the markup.
So if you sold Corvettes and you said,
That would be great, wouldn't
I
it?
need to get $55,000 for this, so you won't sell it for $20,000. If you don't get a $55,000
That's exactly
bid,
right.
you won't sell it. But if you sell it for $55,000, the person with the Corvette would get the money, and then if you sell it for $55,010, St. Mary's would get $10.
That $10, that's right, exactly right. And hopefully people will understand that, you know, the businesses that are trying to help us out are having difficult times too. So we hope people will see that the reason why we have reserves on some of those is because they do have to recoup that. And we're hoping that people, when they come, will be able to still get good deals, even if they get things that are, you know, a little bit more than half of what they would normally pay. That's still a pretty good bargain today, I think. And so we're hoping people will come and have fun. This way, it's not like us going each time, because we have so many different fundraisers saying, could you buy this ticket, could you do this, could you do that. This way, they are getting something when they bid on it. And if they don't need to, then they don't need to bid. But.
Yes, so this is great for a business though. I can't imagine any business that couldn't afford to let you have something as long as they're going to get their money back on it.
And plus what I'm doing is I'm making little cards that will hopefully give information to the bidder, but as well as for the people that donate. So the people will be recognized when the item goes up as to where it was given, and it also helps the people so they'll know the value of what it was, where it came from, and a little description on each item. I know that takes a little bit longer, but I think it's great for the businesses and it's good for the people who are purchasing it as well.
Okay. Is that your idea? That sounds like a good idea to approach an auction.
Yeah, that's basically was my idea, and I just thought, for my own self, I like going to auctions. I enjoy them, so I find that the more I know about it, it also makes it something, you know, it makes it easier for me to want to bid on something if I know more information about it. I think it helps when we know that it's for a specific cause, that we know the donor, and maybe it's a company that I support that also I would like to bid on because I like the item, but I also like where it comes from.
Yeah, and this is nice, the fact that the business will get something out of their inventory, make what they need to make, then hopefully
advertisement at the same time.
Yeah,
right?
and hopefully there'll be some money beyond that would go. Now the school has a website. Will these items be listed?
Well, as they're coming in, we're having tomorrow, April the 9th, we're having pickup. Some of the volunteers are going to pick up from some of the people that can't drop off the items. And so therefore we'll start putting some pictures and listing things on the website so people will have the opportunity to be able to see that as well. I think that helps, so people can't preview or...
What's the address for that website, sister?
That's www. St. Mary's Academy, no apostrophes, no spaces, and no punctuation, just stmarysacademy.net. And then there's a link to the Facebook page, and there's a lot of detail on the Facebook page. So, and they can keep up with what's happening, what our events are, how much money we're doing, and they can also donate through PayPal or a credit card if they'd like.
Or send a check through the mail,
They
or
can send a check through the mail.
you come in with cash.
Come in with, if they could want to have another $9,000 in cash to come in, I'll be right here with a welcome hand and an open heart, I'm going to tell you, because the school is worth it. The school's a beautiful place. It's a privilege to be here, and I think the teachers feel that way too. Even if their boss is tough on them.
Now there's a couple other fundraisers after the auction. The auction again is April 29th at the school here.
Right here at the school, the gymnasium, 6 p.m.
6 p.m. And if you're planning on attending, come with some money, because you're going to have some nice items here that going to cost you more than $10.
That's correct. That's right. I mean, we certainly want them to come and feel like they've gotten their money's worth, and we want them to get a bargain, but we want them also to realize that we would like them to spend something so that we can earn the money to help us save the school, because that's the purpose of the auction. And the people who are donating also understand that we want items that are usable and are in very good condition, or new, or whatever. And so all of our donors have been very respectful of that. So all the items that are coming are going to be good.
Great. Now there's other fundraising events coming up, some of them not even here in Champlain.
On Sunday, May 1st, in Swanton at the VFW, there's going to be a Texas Hold'em. And for people like myself who didn't know what that was, it's a poker tournament. And we have tickets, they're $50 or double chips for $60. And they say registration's at 12:30 and the cards fly at 1 o'clock. And so that will be held on, I think, 1 o'clock on May 1st, on Sunday in Swanton.
Any place in particular in Swanton? Or?
Yeah, the VFW.
Okay.
Okay, and I won't be there because I don't play poker. But anyhow, then the following Saturday, we're going to have Walk the Extra Mile. And that will be a walkathon, a bikeathon, and a competition. And they're going to start 10:45 for those who want to be competitive at the Civic Center in Russell's Point, and they're going to walk or run or bicycle or do whatever they will, and we'll have police stationed or we'll have it taken care of. As far as the Town of Champlain building, which are having a fun day, and I can tell you about that. And then the people who are just going to walk in groups or fast or slow or medium or however that may be, they'll start about 11 o'clock. And I think there's going to be some spots on the way to stop for refreshment. And then we will give them bands. And what started out to be a car wash at the Town of Champlain, the Town of Champlain has helped us out, and they are extending that to be a fun day. And they're having, that's from 9 to 4, and they're having hot dogs, hamburgers, a karaoke contest, a pig roast, a pie throwing contest at one of the town council members, not at the principal, and they're having face painting,
Hula hoop contest.
Hello.
Yeah,
50-50
I don't know.
raffle.
50-50
I don't know where my hula hoop is.
Yeah.
They'll provide the hula hoops?
Yeah, I
Silent
think so.
auction. There's a lot of stuff that
It's
they're
just,
having.
the
A lot.
posters are up,
Yeah.
but it started out to be a car wash, and it happened to be on the same day. And then the Town of Champlain employees, Jane West and Julie Castine, I guess I should say, yeah. And they just, and everybody there wants to help us out. And they're doing that. And with our walkers, we're going to give a little bracelet too. And we are going to donate enough so that they get free hamburgers or hot dogs or whatever. But then they can continue that to be a fun day. So that's a big, big event on the Saturday, May 7th.
Yes.
May 7th.
And is that where the walkathon's going to end, I believe,
And
right?
then we have some, I think, that are going to begin. I think the children who want to join are going to begin at St. Mary's Academy, and they have a route planned for them. But that also will end at the Town of Champlain.
So,
And I think it's $10 for adults, and then they hopefully have $10 worth of sponsors. So per mile, or I think the total mileage they said is about 6.5 miles.
if you're coming from Rouse's
If
Point.
you're coming from Russell's Point, I think even I could make that, whatever it is, okay? So, and I might even join that, I'll see. But anyhow, and the kids have a smaller route, but we hope that to be a fundraiser, and then the fun day. So it should be, just got to pray for good weather.
Yes.
If we don't get a downpour or a snowstorm that day.
We have
No
had,
snow.
we have
So
had,
you never know.
we've had
But anyhow,
flurries
I
in May
think
before.
God has blessed us, and I'm sure we'll get a nice day for that. So that's one of them. And then in Canada, they are having a fundraiser. And I believe that's on May 15th. It's a Sunday, possibly.
Yes.
And that's going to be some type of a concert. I'd have to look at the book. It seems it's going to be a fun thing, because I know the Zumbathon is the very next day. That's a Saturday. And then the Zumbathon is on May 15th. And they're saying whatever you do at the concert that night, that you can work it off at the Zumbathon, which is at the Rainbow Hall in Altona on the 15th. Maybe
So
the
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 concert's
15th,
the
which
14th.
is a Sunday.
Right.
Yeah. Mhm.
So the concert will probably be on the,
Yeah,
on the
14th.
They're having
14th.
a Zumbathon, and with the Zumbathon, they're going to have silent auction, raffle tickets, refreshments, stuff like that. So that's the Zumbathon. And so I think the raffle, the auction, the Walk the Extra Mile, the Fun Day,
The Texas Hold'em.
and the Texas Hold'em, and the Canadian thing. Those are our 6 big fundraisers.
Now, these are listed again on the website?
They're listed on the website with the dates and all the details, and then go to the link to the Facebook, and all the details are there. And so we want to spread the news, and we'll still need some donations. But I mean, anything does, $1, $2. I thought Marlene Beal had a beautiful article in the paper
Yeah,
where she
$3
said,
a
give
week.
$3 a week, and if people could do that, just as a gift to St. Mary's and to their God.
And it's
and we-
surprising how those little things add up.
I have gotten,
Doesn't take long.
I have gotten, like from the kids, $1.10, 80 cents, and I've gotten envelopes from as far as Texas and California through the internet campaign,
Uh-huh.
and I got one for $1. Sometimes I get $2, $5, and I've gotten 2 checks for $1,000. So
Wow.
so whatever people want to give, we're grateful. We're grateful, and we'll keep our kids. We pray for them every day. We pray for those people who are helping us.
Yeah, because people say to me, well, what happens if they raise the money this year? What's going to happen next year? And but my thought is, well, if closing the school is inevitable, let's just put it off for as long as we can and keep it going for as long as we can. It's been going for over 100 years.
105 years, and the parents, many of them who have been through this before, and myself and our teachers included, say, let's not play this game again. And so what the parents are saying is, let's get the budget, let's see what we need, let's see how much is coming from tuition and other sources, let's see how much fundraising we need to do. We can continue this, and let's keep the school going, and let's not be in this mess again. But what I'd like to say is that we welcome anybody to come to visit our school. We welcome children to come in and spend a day in our classrooms. Just come for a day. Come in and sit in kindergarten, first, second grade, whatever, and just see the way our school runs. And it's just a beautiful, family, warm atmosphere filled with love. And we've had parents tell us it's an extension of the family. We've had people walk into our school and say, there's such a spirit here, I can feel it when I walk into the building. Many people have said to us, the kids walk up to you and they say, can I help you? It's just, you don't see a piece of paper on the floor. The kids love this school. The parents love this school. So.
And if it were to close, it certainly wouldn't be a great blessing to the parishioners of St. Mary's, because you've got all these buildings, you're going to have to put some heat into them, you've got staff that are going to be collecting unemployment, you're going to have a lot of expenses, whether it stays open or not. So why not spend the money to educate the kids and keep the school open?
And we have, we are so close to Shazy, 5 miles, Russell's Point, 5 miles, Moores, 5 miles, Moores Forks, 10 miles, Hemmingford, 5 miles, Alberg, 10 miles.
Yeah.
I mean, we have so many towns. This isn't just St. Mary's Parish School.
Right.
This is an area school, and if they want us to change the name, we'll change the name. It's everybody's school. They all support us. We get $56,000 a year from the Catholic School Support, which comes from Moores Forks, Shazy, Russell's Point, probably Altona. I don't know if it goes that far as Altona, but they're already supporting us. We're their school, and they're supporting us. We appreciate it. They don't have much choice because the diocese taxes them for that. But let us educate your children too. You're paying for it.
That's right. Yeah.
Educate them, and if you want us to change the name, give us a name. We'll vote on it. We'll put it out, and we'll change the name of the school so that everybody's happy and they know it's their school.
Well, I would hope there aren't too many people who aren't happy with the name of St. Mary, because
Yep. But that's,
her son would,
we
maybe her son would be upset if we changed the name of the school.
maybe,
Yeah.
but I mean, our parents have spoken of it,
Really?
some of them, and they've even brought that up, and they've said they would be willing, if people feel that it's just St. Mary's Parish,
Yeah, well, because of that.
they would be willing.
Yes, so that people would understand.
Yeah. We just want to get the word out. It's a beautiful place, an extension of the home. It's a safe place where your children are valued. And, we're not putting down the public school. They have dedicated teachers, a good education system. But they can't do what we can do.
That's right.
And that is educate the whole child. And our academics are far equal and above the public schools.
So once again, it's not a necessary for the child or the parents to be Catholic. If religious type values are important to you, you should consider St. Mary's. The number is less people watching on the internet, but so the area code is 518, but everybody else would know it's area code 518 298
3372.
3372. Just call. Is there an answering machine in the off hours? Or?
Yes, there are. An answering machine.
And is there an email address at the website?
Yeah, there should be, but it's just SMA office at primelink1.net. SMA office
Okay.
at primelink1.net.
So if you've got a business and you've got something that's been sitting there that you'd like to see head out the door, this is a chance. You're not going to be outside of getting it here, and if it doesn't sell, taking it back again. This is a chance to maybe move it out of your business and maybe help St. Mary's at the same
That's
time.
right.
But that auction is coming up quick, April 29th. If you're interested in sending your students here, just contact the school. They can give you all the details. And if you're interested in any of the other fundraisers, it's all available, and you can keep track of how the school is doing at the website. Mr. Rob Roy
It's kind of
he's from Alberg. I know there's Rob Roys everywhere, and this particular one is from Alberg.
Yeah. And another thing too, some people are not aware of, we have wireless internet throughout the school. We have a computer room on Roadrunner, and we have computer classes once a week. We have music, theory, and whatever once a week, and singing once a week. We have phys ed twice a week. We have library, beautiful library, once a week. We have soccer for grades 3 through 6. Basketball K-2 and 3 to 6. In the winter, January and February, during the noon hour, noontime play and their phys ed, they go skating on Tuesdays over at the rec center. They have a chance to go to Smug's Notch for skiing expeditions on Saturday at a very reasonable price. We have bowling. Bowling will take place in April, and they do that after school. And so what we try to do with our children is teach them lifetime sports. When they're young and they go skating, they're built real close to the ground and they fall, and they love to learn to skate as when they're or do whatever, and it's very easy when you're young, not so easy when you're older. And also we try to promote interaction, imagination, real play, social interaction, and so we do not allow electronics in our school. We figure they have plenty of electronics at home, but we have 2 smart boards. We'll be getting another smart board, so we're not behind. We use the Roland reading program in K1 and 2, which is an outstanding program, and every child reads, and it's really on the cutting edge of reading. So, we have, and we use the Saxon Math, which is a wonderful program. So we have a good academic program. We're up to date, and we have a wonderful educational experience for our children.
Very good. Anything else, Sandra?
No, just want to remind people that we do have a spring break, so if they are going to do anything for the auction, it would have to be the week before and the week after, otherwise they'll get the answer machine because no one would be here. We break on the 15th and don't return again until April 25th.
Do you suppose the people at the rectory down the hill might help out if there's something that really needs to
Yeah,
talk to somebody?
That would be
Yeah.
possible.
And that number is?
That number is 298-8244, and that's Monday through Thursday. Their office hours are 9 to 4, I think.
Okay, so during that spring break.
Yeah, and that's the bad problem about having, but again, we're pressed for time, so that
Right.
was the best date to do it.
Okay,
Well, thank you.
well,
Thank
thank
you.
you very much.
Thank you, Calvin.
Let's hope we can keep this school going for another 10 years or so at least.
Maybe
Till you're
another,
ready to retire 10 years from now.
maybe another 100 years. I wasn't here in the beginning, and I hope not to be here at the end. I hope it lasts. It's a beautiful school. I hope it lasts longer than I do.
Okay, thank you.